All right, get ready because today we're diving deep into the world of open educational resources.
Sounds exciting.
And we've got a pretty unique source this time around.
Oh.
A mirror site, formerly hosted by the Science Teacher Association of Singapore.
A mirror site.
Yeah, you know those backups folks make just in case the original disappears.
Right. Makes you wonder what's so valuable it needed a digital safety net.
Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out. This site is packed with physics and science simulations.
Simulations, huh?
Sounds interactive.
Very much so. We're talking over 1,170 articles.
Wow.
And get this, at one point, there were 380 guest users online at the same time.
Quite a crowd.
Makes you curious what they were all checking out, right?
Definitely, what kind of simulations are we talking about?
Oh, all sorts. The list is huge.
Give us a taste.
Okay, how about Rocket JavaScript HTML5 applet simulation model?
Rockets! I'm in. What else?
Something a little more down-to-earth 2D shapes. That was probably for the younger crowd.
So from basic shapes to rocket science, huh? It really does run the gamut. There's even electromagnetic induction to make even physicists sweat a little.
So, something for everyone then.
Absolutely. Oh, and there's this one acid-strong base titrations JavaScript model.
Ah, yes, titrations, the joy of chemistry labs.
Maybe the sim can make them actually fun.
I doubt that, but hey, at least it might make it easier to understand.
Right. I mean, imagine instead of just reading about how these reactions work, you can actually visualize an experiment and see the results in real time.
Exactly. Simulations can really transform learning by making it interactive.
Speaking of transformation, this whole site is a testament to the power of open educational resources, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Making educational materials freely available like this can have a huge impact on global access to learning.
And whoever created this mirror site was clearly dedicated to preserving these resources.
Absolutely. They wanted to make sure that even if the original site vanished, this knowledge would remain accessible.
Now we've got this mystery of the mirror site, the sheer volume of content, and the incredible potential of OERs.
A lot to unpack indeed.
But before we get lost in all that, can we talk about the awards this organization received?
Awards. Tell me more.
We're talking recognition for the Ministry of Education and even UNESCO.
Wow, that's impressive. What did they win for specifically?
Well, there's the Ministry of Education Outstanding Innovator Award, for one.
So they weren't just creating content, they were pioneering new approaches to education.
Exactly. And then there's the UNESCO King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa Prize for the use of ICTs in education.
That's a mouthful.
It is. But it basically highlights their innovative use of technology to enhance learning.
Clearly, they were ahead of the curve in recognizing the power of open educational resources and using technology to make learning more engaging and accessible.
Makes you wonder what specific innovations earned them such prestigious awards, right?
It does indeed. This mirror site seems to offer a glimpse into a truly passionate community dedicated to making science education both accessible and engaging.
Definitely. And we're just scratching the surface here.
Well, then let's dig deeper. There's much more to explore in this treasure trove of educational resources. It's amazing, right? All these simulations just waiting to be explored.
Yeah, but some of these titles are a mouthful. Like
Oh, it's caught your eye.
this one, 7.3.8.6.3, Earth, Moon, Escape Velocity, Field Strength, One Dimension, JavaScript, HTML5, Applet Simulation Model.
Wow, they really crammed every physics term in there, didn't they?
It's like a keyword explosion.
Well, it does sound pretty technical.
Yeah, but I guess that's the point, right? These resources aren't afraid to tackle complex topics.
Exactly, and they're finding ways to make them accessible and interactive.
Right, it's not just physics either. There's a whole section on chemistry, like this acid-strong base titrations JavaScript model.
Oh yeah, titration's the highlight of every chemistry student's life.
Uh-huh. Maybe this simulation can make them actually enjoyable.
Enjoyable is a strong word, but hey, at least it can make the concepts easier to grasp.
Right. Instead of just reading about acids and bases reacting, you can actually see it happening in front of you.
Yeah. That's the beauty of simulations. They make learning a much more active process.
Speaking of active learning, I'm seeing something here about tracker models.
Ah, yes, Tracker. It's an open source tool for video analysis and modeling.
Video analysis, so you can analyze videos of real-world stuff.
Exactly. Imagine being able to study the motion of a bouncing ball or a car accelerating just by analyzing a video.
Wait, so instead of passively watching a video, you can turn it into a learning experience.
Precisely. With Tracker, you can track the movement of objects in the video extract data and use that data to create mathematical models.
That's incredible. It's like bridging the gap between theory and practice.
Right on a line Students can see how the concepts they're learning apply to the real world.
And I bet it makes physics way more interesting than just memorizing formulas.
Definitely. It encourages students to think critically and apply what they've learned.
And it looks like Tracker isn't just limited to traditional physics experiments either. There's this one called Tracker Basketball Model, Throw Thailand.
No, that's a cool application. Analyzing the trajectory of a basketball throw must make those physics concepts way more relatable.
Yeah, like projectile motion suddenly becomes a lot more exciting when you're talking about basketball.
And it highlights the universality of physics, right? The same principles govern the motion of planets and basketballs.
Exactly, it's all connected. And it shows how open educational resources can be adapted to different contexts and interests.
It's really inspiring to see how these resources are empowering students and breaking down barriers to education.
And it's not just about the content itself, it's about the collaborative spirit behind it.
You're right. The site mentions public lectures and workshops hosted by professors from different universities.
Sounds like a vibrant community of educators passionate about sharing knowledge.
Definitely. They were coming together to promote open education and brainstorm new ideas.
Makes you wonder what those workshops were like.
I know, right? Were they debating the best way to teach escape velocity? Sharing tips on using Tracker?
Or maybe just geeking out over the latest simulations.
It's fascinating to imagine, and it really highlights the human element behind these resources.
Yeah, there's a whole community of dedicated individuals who believe in the power of open education.
And their impact goes way beyond the classroom. By sharing these resources online, they're reaching learners of all ages and backgrounds.
Speaking of reaching learners, I was struck by the sheer volume of content on this Mirror site. Over 1,170 articles.
It's a massive collection, and it's not just quantity over quality. Many of these simulations were clearly designed with a lot of care and attention to detail.
It's like they were trying to create a comprehensive digital library of science education.
And who knows what other treasures are hidden within this vast archive.
Well, let's keep digging. I'm curious to see what else we can uncover.
Lead the way. I'm right behind you.
You know, it's mind-blowing to think this is just one tiny corner of the open educational resource world.
Right. Imagine all the other amazing projects out there waiting to be discovered.
It really shows you the power of OERs to make education accessible to everyone.
Exactly, breaking down those barriers so anyone anywhere can learn.
That's not just about accessing information. It's about how you engage with it.
Right. These simulations offer a way to really grasp those complex concepts in a way that textbooks just can't.
Yeah, remember those days of just memorizing facts and formulas?
Oh, remember those days well.
I can't help but wonder how much more exciting those lessons could have been with tools like Tracker or these interactive simulations.
It's about making learning fun and engaging, not just something you have to endure.
Absolutely. It's about sparking that curiosity and giving learners the tools to explore their own interests.
Now, while we've been focusing on the simulations themselves, we can't forget about the Mirror site. Why go through the trouble of creating a backup?
Good point. Maybe the original site went down, or maybe they just wanted to make sure these resources would be around for years to come.
Whatever the reason, it shows how important sustainability is for OERs. These resources are valuable, and we need to make sure they're preserved and shared.
It's like protecting a library, ensuring that knowledge is available to anyone who wants it.
And that brings us back to you, our listener. We've journeyed through this treasure trove from Singapore, explored these hidden gems, and delved into the power of open educational resources.
And now is your turn. What will you do with this newfound knowledge?
Will you dive into these simulations and experience that hands-on learning for yourself?
Will you seek out other OER projects that spark your curiosity?
Or maybe you'll be inspired to create and share your own educational resources with the world.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
So go out there, explore, experiment, and discover the amazing world of open educational resources.